All right, I wanted to show you guys kind of a cool little walk down progression. You know, in terms of chordal stuff, whether it's easy strum, in this case I'm using a pick, it could either be strummed or you could spell out, you know, do it finger picking style. But I like the way this particular progression goes. I'm basically doing a walk down from D, and then I go to like a B minor shape. And then I do a walk down from G to an E minor shape, and then I end up on an A7th, which was a resolve. So there's your 5 chord. So what I'm going to show you though in slow motion right now is I've got little licks that go before each chord and then sometimes after each chord too. So those are the parts, the connective tissue that I think make this little riff interesting. So what I'm going to do is start out with a little lick that uses the open A string and a hammer on the 2nd fret. Okay, so nothing more than just hitting that A string and then 2nd finger on the 2nd fret. And then open D, back to the 2nd fret on the A, and you begin your progression, which starts out with a D chord. I'm going to put a little special sauce on it. Oh, I like that. Is that a little reverb? There it is. This guitar has a special a little button that does that. So once again, here's the that's the intro lick. And then let's go ahead and strum the D chord. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch, well, I'm going to finger the D chord like this. So I got the two on the G string, the 2nd fret with my 1st finger, 3rd fret on the B string with my 2nd finger, and that allows me to spell out the D that way. I'm not going to worry about the high E for now, okay? I'm just going to work with the D and the G and the B string and just spell it out. So I'm doing D, the D string, G string, B string, G string. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 3rd finger, I'm going to jump up to the 4th fret on the A string, which is a C sharp note. It sounds like this. So I'm keeping my D chord the same. I'm not moving that part, so it's kind of easy in that way. So far, here's what we've done. We've gone like this. Has a nice ringing bell-like quality to it. And now I'm going to go to a form of B minor, but it's a partial. So what you're going to do is jump your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then open D and open G. But I'm going to pick up the 3rd fret on the B string, which is a D note. So it looks like this. Now watch the shift. So what I'm really doing there is I'm touching on the A string, the D string, and the B string. And what that does is the voicing, it sounds really cool because you got that walking down. D string that time, but so either or, you can hit the D or the G. It sounds like that, or it doesn't really matter. And then we're going to drop down to that 2nd fret on the A string with your 1st finger. Yeah, so. And then open up that A string. Okay, pretty easy. Open, and then the D note on the B string, back to the G. And then here I'm going to hit a G chord, okay? So I'm going to start out by voicing the 3rd fret on the low E and spell out a G chord. Now I've still got that, you notice I've still got that D note in there, right? The 3rd fret of the B. And there's a reason for that, because that sort of that droning D note makes it really work. Check it out. This is just so far, right? There's that open A. And then we're going to walk the G down slowly. And here I'm going to do a D chord with an F sharp in the bass. So you got your third finger on the second fret of the G string. Your pinky is picking up the third fret on the B string, and you've got your second finger on the G sharp note, which is the second fret of the low E. It's a lot, I know, but check it out. Once again, you'll notice the one commonality is that D note keeps ringing out throughout, and there's a reason for this. You'll see it when I play the whole lick. So now we've walked down the G, F sharp, second fret on the E string, and then open E minor 7th, E minor 7th, because we're leaving that 7th in there. In this case, it's the 7th of the chord. And if you want, as an option, you can leave it there again. Go to an A 7th, sus. There's your sus right there. And then maybe resolve to an A 7th. So like this. See how I'm making an A 7th there? Second fret on the D string, second fret on the B string, and everything else is open. So now that I've given you all those moves, I'm going to take it really slowly because I know it's important for you guys to really grasp this. And I would recommend playing it really slowly at first until you get comfortable with it. And, you know, I'm doing it with a pick today because I think a lot of people work with picks and some don't. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you, you know, using a pick. So check it out. I'm going to do it really slow now and see what it sounds like. Pretty, isn't it? Going from an A 7th with a sus, and then a regular A 7th. Okay, so now I'm going to do it with a little more tempo, and I'm gonna strum it a little bit as opposed to just articulating each string. I'm going to do like an easy strum because I think for a lot of people that's handy. So check it out. Just the chords. Here's your D, and then here's that C sharp, and then the B, and then open A, and then the G. Still utilizing that D note. Walk it down, and then an E minor 7th, and then resolve on the A 7th. First the sus. Okay, so now I'm going to do, I'll probably alternate between a little bit of a more articulated picking pattern, and then on some of it I'll just strum as if it's a, you know, singing along with kind of deal. So check it out. See how that walking bass goes? Walking basses. That's the actual, if you isolate the bass, that's the part. You've heard that before a million times, but it's cool. I think what makes this lick compelling is that we're including the chord in it, but yet we have a walking bass and a note that's ringing out throughout. And that has a great quality, I think, to it. So check it out. I'm just doing it as I feel it. Now I'm gonna try strumming it. real fancy with it. I'll leave you with it. I'm going to play it out, but before I do, I'm going to show you what I did on that G chord. I walked it up right before I went to the G chord. I'll show you how that sounds. Here I'm walking it down, right? Open A. Now I'm going to walk up to that G, and then walk it down. So once again, the bass notes are, and then I walked up to the G, and then rest on the D. So it's in the key of D. It's a D lick, but by walking the bass line down, you can really, I think it's a good introduction to how we do walking bass lines can be really effective, especially on acoustic guitar. Just a great sound, especially in a sort of an Americana kind of vibe. So now I'm going to play it out as I do, and I'm going to do some variations on this. And if you see something you like, rewind it, I guess. But hit me up at jimmydillon.com, because I've got a lot of this kind of stuff available on my website, and I'd love to see you there. And I love comments or any ideas you might have, requests, whatever. So I'm going to play it out. We'll see you down the road. Here we go.